Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. A popular XRP chart analyst is arguing that XRP has already reversed this market cycle. And I've been making this argument, frankly, for a long time. So you can compare it against a number of different things. For example, if you price XRP against the dollar, very obviously, the price of XRP bottomed in June of 2022 at 28 cents. But if you look at XRP priced against Bitcoin, it just kept going down and down and down. The trend was absolutely down, has been down literally for years until just several months ago. And what's interesting to me is, seems like outside of our community, so like maybe you are already aware of this, but outside of us, our little group here, nobody knows this. Nobody has noticed. Not paying attention. But people are going to find out because the market always eventually finds out. But in this case, we're among the first to notice this. But eventually it's just going to be a bunch of people chasing green candles, being idiots, saying, take my money. That's pretty much how this always goes down. I also want to share with you perspective. I've actually got perspective from several different chart analysts, including one who shares some price targets for XRP, which I think are well confined within the bounds of reality and what is reasonable. Though it doesn't mean for sure they're going to get hit, but I think it's totally reasonable. And I'll just say this. If some of these get hit or even get close to, getting close to some of these targets, there's going to be a lot of people in our community that are filthy rich. But before going any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby. And just for fun. As I record this video, it is 4:53 p.m. on Saturday, October 19th, 2024. XRP price a little above 54 cents. Bitcoin at 68,360 bucks. Crypto Fear and Greed Index 72 out of 100. So market is still in greed. Well, given that Bitcoin's and the market has been up a bit over the last several days or so, that's not particularly surprising. We're not going to be hovering around here forever. But as far as general price action for Bitcoin is concerned, which leads the market, frankly, there's not that much to update, so I'm not going to spend much time on it in this particular video. What I'm seeing from tons of analysts, and that's why I'm not bothering to pull up a bunch of examples of this, because it's pretty much the same as in recent days. It's just, there's a lot of dispute over what's going to happen in the short term anyway. Some think that there's a very good chance we are going to see a notable dip, whether that's down to the low 60,000s, or Credible Crypto thinks it could even go as low as the mid to upper 40,000s in the worst case scenario. But there are a lot of analysts that think that's going to happen. But there's a lot of uncertainty amongst the most reputable analysts, certainly the ones that I follow. So we are kind of in this moment where we're just kind of sitting and waiting to see ultimately which way this thing breaks. But the good news is, even if the break is to the downside, which is certainly possible, we don't know for sure, but it won't matter. That won't change. I haven't seen any analyst that says, yeah, if we go down even just to that degree, this whole thing's over. No, not even close to that. We're still going to see the blow off top. And in fact, this is very normal historically. This activity for bull markets. There have been no shortage of examples for over a decade. But here's what chart analyst Bobby A had to say about this. Bitcoin is trading near its diagonal resistance trend line and on the verge of a possible breakout. A confirmation candle close above $69,100 would be bullish. A close above $71,900 would be ultra bullish. The initial upside targets are $83,500, $91,000, and $98,000 near its macro resistance trend line. The asset has successfully backtested its golden pocket, macro diagonal support trend line, 50 WMA, S2, and weekly Bollinger Band over the course of over 7 months. It is only a matter of time, in my opinion. So that last part is certainly what I see from pretty much every chart analyst under the sun. Yeah, it's been a long range of accumulation, torturing people, but it can't and won't stay there forever. Eventually, you're going to see a pop. There's also this post from hedge fund consultant Seth Golden, and I want to share this. So he's talking about the S&P 500 here. The reason I love sharing content like this in my videos when we're talking about market activity is because the stock market does move in tandem with the crypto market, period. If you're an investor who has money to put into the stock market and the crypto market, if you're actually one of the people that is in both of those, your DNA and the way that you behave as a result of that gets applied to both. It just is the case. And we are biological robots, so you keep seeing the same types of behaviors repeat again and again and again. Because we are biological robots, we'll keep doing similar things in similar circumstances. It really is that simple here. And so as people are willing to put more money into riskier things, so as people become less risk averse, they go further out the risk curve, investing into the stock market, and then ultimately invest into small cap stocks, which we do still need to see this market cycle, and then ultimately into altcoins, which leads to alt season. Historically, these things have happened in tandem. So if we're talking, though, just broadly speaking, the S&P 500, what is it reasonable to suspect based on historic precedent? Well, the answer there is number go up. And so here you have some data in a table. So it's a S&P 500 index, number of all-time highs, 1929 through 2024, rather. And here's what Seth Golden said. S&P 500 has achieved 47 all-time highs in 2024. Only 2 other times has it achieved this bullish feat of strength and stopped at 47. There is a 92% probability the high is not in for the year. There's more. The 2 times it stopped at 47 were 1987, which was Black Monday, and 1998, because the calendar year ran out of room. The last high in 1998 was December 29th, 1998. So yeah, you're at the end of the calendar year, so once you hit 47, okay, well fine, that was the peak in that instance. But that wasn't the top of the market, obviously. I mean, you're getting close to that's dot-com boom and bust area. But the point is that it's reasonable to suppose that, yeah, we're going to see things go up. And if the stock market's going to keep going up, it's just silly to think that it's probable that will happen. And then for the first time in history, we just have this dramatic bear market for crypto and nothing happens. To me, that's just an absurdity. Sometimes very unlikely things in life happen, so I'll leave some room for the possibility. I just don't think it's remotely probable. That's all I'm saying. Here's a post from chart analyst Mustache. Altcoin season index has been forming one of the most bullish patterns for 3.5 years, inverse head and shoulders. If you're not bullish enough yet, it recently broke out above the neckline. The best part of the cycle is incoming. And so it's worth looking at the chart if you're not driving or something like that. But I keep seeing sentiment and charts in line with this from tons of reputable analysts out there. It's just a matter of time. And yes, we have to be patient. We don't get to choose when the market goes. But when it goes, and either you have exposure when it occurs or you don't. And I do, and I will. Here's a post from chart analyst Dark Defender, who I was referencing at the outset of the video. This is an XRP BTC chart. And it brings joy and laughter to my little moon Lambo heart when I see toxic Bitcoin maximalists laughing at XRP, and some of the comments make it very clear that they've not been paying attention to what XRP's been doing over the summer. Like, say back to June. Because it is a matter-of-fact statement that XRP's bottom when priced against Bitcoin occurred on June 7th of this year. To this point. Now, I'm not a chart guy. I'm not going to promise you for sure that the bottom's in, but it is a matter-of-fact statement. That's the bottom of this market cycle to this point, June 7th. And even if we do see a new low, I'll just say, as I've been saying, the market always eventually finds a bottom. It doesn't make sense that XRP goes to zero. Anybody that says that has an unreasonable bias. They're the Max Kaiser types, the Jason Pizzoni types. You'll see it from them, but they have a multi-year history of just irrationally hating XRP. So do you think it makes sense to listen to them? Because I say no, not on XRP anyway. So if it's not going to go to zero and it's going to find a bottom, then who the hell cares anyway? But the interesting thing in this particular instance is that for months now, XRP has been showing incredible strength. It has reversed. Unless the unlikely occurs. And so I'll tell you what, if I had to say, do I think XRP is priced against Bitcoin or not? If I had to guess, I'd say, yeah, it probably has. Because this looks similar to the bottom points that we've seen in previous cycles, where you do get this kind of trend where it does start to outperform. That part is starting to look very, very similar to what we've seen in the past. And that's part of what chart analyst Dark Defender is pointing out here with this XRP BTC chart. And so he says XRP BTC had the reversal in July and August. It is now standing in the same area as 2017 and 2021. we will see the XRP dominance starting in November. Now, for those of you that were here in 2020 before the lawsuit hit, because the lawsuit against Ripple was at the end of December of 2020, XRP started to rally at the beginning of November. And it went from about 20-something cents up to 80 cents very, very, very quickly. And so there is the 4-year thing. There are actual cycles. And I do not believe it's because of the halving, but still there are. It doesn't mean it would literally have to be right then. But the point is we are in this neighborhood of time where it makes sense to suppose, yeah, if history is going to rhyme with itself, and we're biological robots and we keep acting the same, and there are similar macro factors, it's reasonable to suppose that at any moment this actually could happen. Which is not what I say. What you're hearing from me recently and throughout much of this year is not what I've said for most of the time I've been running this channel, because most of the time I've been running this channel, we haven't been in a bull market. But we are. This is a moment where we're in the bull market. It makes sense to expect stuff like this. Any given day, you just wake up and stuff is wild. And we have had some days like that this year. Now, there's been a lot of sideways action, undeniable, but I still do not believe that the best is behind us. I think it's yet ahead. There's also this post from chart analyst Greg Crypto. This is an XRP USD chart, and he said XRP channel B monthly time frame. And then he highlights some major resistance targets. The first one is 64.5 cents. The second is 85 cents. The third one is $1.10. And he notes some major support targets, 48 cents, 38 cents rather, and 28 cents. And by the way, I've seen similar targets from other analysts. I'm trying to think of who it was, but another analyst was actually specifically cited 39 cents as the lower bound. And to be clear, just because he's citing 28 cents as a support target, it doesn't mean that he thinks it's remotely probable that it's going to get hit. He's just citing what they are based on what he sees on the charts. But then he names some major cycle targets. And this is where it gets pretty wild here, because if this happens, it's going to make a lot of people in our XRP community just filthy stinking rich. And what I love about this, and I don't know if it's going to happen, I always admit that. I do not make price predictions, but I know that this is safely within the confines of reality, and that's why it's exciting to me. When people start talking about like 4-digit XRP, like, you lose me. You're doing hype stuff for engagement for me. You lose me. It ain't happening. Certainly not this cycle. Why even bother? So that's why when I see this stuff and I know that it's at least firmly grounded in reality, and I understand what this would mean for so many people, to me that's exciting, because this could happen. This really could happen. Because stuff like this has happened in crypto tons of times. And it's happened with XRP specifically. XRP was the best performing coin in 2017, and then topped early 2018. Of course, yes, there's no shortage of examples with XRP specifically and throughout the broader crypto market. Yes, you can have returns like this. Even with a coin like XRP that's certainly technically a large cap, there's not much money in most large caps because this asset class is so small. Even in 2024, it's minuscule. Most people haven't even touched it. 5% of humans have ever put money in crypto? It is something like that. And arguably less than 1% of humans have ever invested in XRP at any point in time. That's almost no one. So that's amazing. To me, that just represents incredible opportunity. And so major cycle targets, rather. Number one, $7.50. And he notes that's fib 1.236. Second target would be $13, and that's fib 1.414. Number three the target would be $27, which is fib 1.618. So look, nothing crazy there, and we don't know for sure what's going to happen, and he's not promising that either. He's just saying, hey, at these fib levels, here's what it would be. And it's rational. It just is. Then he says, Channel B is the gatekeeper for XRP's monthly chart, blocking a full body close inside since 2017, 2021, and even the big July 2023 pump. The clock is ticking, and price is getting squeezed within Channel B. A monthly close inside would be a first and could unlock the path to much higher prices. So, my friends, all we have to do is sit around and do precisely nothing, because it's not up to us. We're just individuals out here. When the market goes, it goes, and like I keep saying and will continue to say, either we have exposure to XRP and other assets when it happens, or we don't. But we don't have to do anything. Like, we're literally getting paid to do nothing. If you can handle doing nothing, like, that's historically how people win in the stock market and in crypto, by doing literally nothing. For the typical speculator, yes, that is true. Which sounds kind of hilarious, but that's real life, man. That's real life. And it turns out it's harder to do nothing than you might think, because people feel like they need to do things. They need to tinker with their portfolios, their crypto portfolios, and change this and that and chase this and that. Somebody said that so-and-so meme's going to go, and I need to put money in that now, selling certain assets. Maybe it's XRP. Got to sell that to go chase the meme. Like, people behave like this. People have a really hard time just sitting on their hands. They really do. I happen to not, but I know that most humans do, but that's how you lose in investing. Like, for the typical investor, like, you really are best served by just having broad exposure in various asset classes and then let time do the heavy lifting. That's it. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.